Good morning, everyone. This is Live with Dr. Mom, bodybuilding update. Uh, so where am I at? Ooh, it's been a good morning. I hope everybody else is out, was out early. I wasn't out early. Today, I don't know. I'm taking my time and celebrating a little bit, I guess. It's kind of nice. I will say it's very nice. The gym is definitely empty, so I kind of like that as far as no one taking all the machines that you want. But I kind of miss my peeps that are in there in the morning too, and I feel like I am maybe not getting as much done. You know what I found I'm doing is talking a lot more to people in the morning, and I got to visit with my daughter this morning, which was incredible. I love it when my kids call me. I love it. So I got to visit with her for a while and go over a bunch of things that I'm contemplating, which I'll share in a little bit. But first of all, I think I'm going to get to my bodybuilding updates. So what's happening? So I gotta stop saying so much. I did contact my trainer because I need to go in and get my body fat measured again. It's kind of important to stay up on that. I haven't been losing like I wanted to, like on the scale wise. And my shoulder's been pretty sore, so I'm still trying to figure that out. So I am doing something a little different to see if I can get, I did have a massage, hour and a half sports massage. It was fabulous. I think, everything everyone's told me is it might be the muscles back there because it's sort of the way, I think it's sort of the way my posture is as well. I think I kind of hunch over a little bit, and so my stress is all back there. So I've been trying to do different things. I still use that foam rollers every day, which is, everyone says that's good, right? Sorry. Just going to adjust the screen a little bit. So I've been doing that still. The massage therapist told me I need to, it was amazing. He was so good at getting right where the stress points are, right? And as he did that, like he was showing me, this is where you need to really roll out. A lot of things, I didn't realize my lower back was stressed out as tight as it was. And he said really all my muscles were pretty tight as far as, I don't know if, I don't think that necessarily means I'm tight, low body fat, because I'm telling you, there's this other gentleman that's going, I'm going to say he's several years younger. He's going to competition, I think, in June. And so he's kind of going through the same training I am. We kind of compare things. I kind of think his muscles, oh my goodness, what'd he say? I bet you he's at 13% body fat. Well, I'm not that. And I'm not letting age bother me. I'm not letting age have anything to do with my training or my train of thought. I don't want to say I can't do that because I'm this age, because I think you can. I've seen, I think there's an 80-year-old or older bodybuilder, a lady who looks fabulous. So I'm not letting that bother me, but I did see his muscles, and they were, I didn't see any I saw no extra fat whatsoever. Pretty tight. So I'm like, oh, willikers. Oh, well, that's okay. So I'm still working towards, like, there's some areas once in a while like this, that's hard in this area right here. So my masseuse did tell me to start working on muscle in this back area, right behind my armpits right here. I don't think that's very developed. And he said if I do that, that would help with my shoulder. And my friend also sent me this pretty awesome video. I'm gonna post it on here because it's pretty funny. But it's also on, laying down and doing certain kind of, ouch. It even hurts to do that. This one seems better. But you lay down on a bench even and move your muscles back and then up over your head, and that kind of hurts. And then up over your head. So the video is pretty funny. I'm going to post it. But I wanted to do a TikTok video for my girlfriend who sent it to me because it's a really funny video, but it's effective too. So I'm going to try and, because I'm getting on TikTok now, so I'm going to try and do the video, copy that video and post it for her. I think she'll get a real kick out of it. But it's a good video. And so those kinds of things have been helping. I will hopefully get a hold of my trainer, but I think he's going to be gone. It sounds like he's going to be gone next week. So it might be a couple weeks before I actually get to test my body fat again, which is okay. Because I'm doing some other things to try and tighten. Part of me is thinking, I think you have to, I think nutrition, I think your food plan is like so, especially not that I'm old, but the older you get, it's the harder, right? And so I am working on something new right now. It's not new. It's just something I'm trying this week because I have been adjusting my food plan to try and get more weight off. My goal was to get under 160 and I'm just not doing it. So I'm getting a little more strict and I'm using some good fasting techniques. So this is another video that I'm going to post on his name on Impact Theory on YouTube. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous information on fasting, all kinds of information, good information. His name's Dave Asprey, and he's super good to listen to. There's a few things. So I've been on keto for over a year, and he says you can't live on it. I disagree with that. My body loves it, so I like it. And I usually only eat 2 meals a day, after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't eat anymore, and I've got tons of energy, tons. So what I'm doing right now, though, to try and drop, so now that I've been doing this the whole week, and I'm dropping weight really nicely, but I have 7 pounds to go, and so I'm going to keep doing it until I get to 155. Then I'm going to try and stay at that point and maintain, and I think that I will be there in a week or so, or close to it. At least we'll see. My next weigh-in and measurement will be, I think, probably 2 weeks. And so by that time, if I'm down, let's see what my body fat percentage is. Because I think it has a lot to do with, the more you lose, then the tighter your body's going to be, right? So I'm just going to have to push it. And so this is what I'm doing. Maybe not everybody, I'm not a professional at it. I just know how my body reacts to it. So I do my keto coffee in the morning, and this Dave Asprey, I guess he maybe invented bullet coffee or something. I don't know, but he's really good. But I do put about a tablespoon of heavy whipping cream in. I don't get a lot of extra things, but I do well on it. I put MCT oil in it, and I have been using a little bit of the protein powder. It's kind of a chocolatey, but I've cut way back on that, way back on the supplements, because I think it might have something to do with I feel like my shoulder is somewhat inflamed. It might be from the sugar, because when I wasn't eating any sugar, I didn't have the soreness. So I've been cutting back on it to see if possibly that helps. And then if it doesn't, I can add it back in a little at a time. But that's what I've been doing. But the other thing I've been doing, so I eat breakfast usually around 7 or 8. I usually have an egg or egg and egg whites. I've been adding a little oatmeal, although I've cut back on some of that, and a bunch of veggies, bacon, 2 pieces of bacon, and an avocado. And then I drink about 150 ounces of water a day, and that's about all I have. But what I do allow myself, I'm fasting after that, I do allow myself a cup of chicken broth if I want it. When you go into, which I probably am, I did order some strips so I can report on my keto where I'm at, but I'm losing pretty quick again. And when you go into heavy ketosis, you really need to have salt. I do. Not everybody does. I do. I even got a rash and things from not having enough electrolytes in my body, and all that water washes it out too. So I drink a apple cider vinegar cocktail at night every night because it helps. If I am too low, I get dehydrated. That's one thing. I get dehydrated pretty easy. And so I will start getting cramps in my legs if I don't have enough salt in my body. And this diet, I seem to lose the electrolytes. I seem to get cramps in my legs and usually generally in my legs. So my apple cider vinegar cocktail is actually 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, a half a lime, water. I put about 6 ounces because I like the taste of the lime and vinegar together, and then some Himalayan salt, and some cream of tartar has potassium in it, and that helps. So I blend that really well together, and I have one of those at night. There's also a way you can do it with putting berries in instead of the salt, you would add berries and a little bit so if you have some kind of electrolytes, you can have some electrolytes. So Ultima or something like that, you can put a little bit in for flavoring and blend. That's good too. But the vinegar is super good for replenishing your electrolytes. I feel like it does a lot of really good things, which I go through quite a bit of vinegar. The only thing is you have to use a straw, because these are caps right here because I ate too many lemons and limes, and I ended up wearing out my enamel. So make sure you use a straw. That's super important. Okay, so that's what I'm doing at night. I do have that at night. I just usually have liquid. So I have been using, like I told you, if I get hungry, I do have a little bit of chicken broth in a cup at night. And that is plenty for me. And then my vinegar cocktail, I usually have a club soda or something like that for a treat. And it's working really nicely. So I'm going to keep on that until I get my weight down again and see if I can push it down where I'm making forward progress. And so at the gym, when I'm eating like this or I'm fasting, I still go to the gym, but I don't push it near as hard. Sorry. Suki. I don't push it near as hard because I don't. Suki! Oh, so sorry. That's the problem with animals, that if I lock the door, then they're scratching at the door and meowing and making noise. So, such is the life of Dr. Mom. Okay, so let's see. I think I've talked about everything bodybuilding wise that I was going to post. What else is there? I'm going to have, I've scheduled another massage for next Friday, a week from tomorrow, just And I'm probably just going to do, the first one was an hour and a half. It was fabulous. Fabulous. Man, I couldn't believe how tight my muscles were. I haven't had a massage in probably a year or longer. So this one, I think I'll just do an hour and just have him do my upper body area. That's where I seem to be having the most tightness of muscles and things. So I am doing that. Oh, let's see if there's anything else that I notice, like at the gym. I always watch to see what other people are doing as far as workouts go, but I've gotten pretty good at my workouts now. My trainer, the problem I was having is I had them written out for me and I didn't understand what the machines were or what the workouts were. So before I went into the gym, I would Google it and watch someone, a professional, doing it. So when I went into the gym, I didn't have to constantly look at my paper or figure out which, because there's a lot of, I'm doing a lot of new things, which I also found that is also touching on a lot of different areas of my body that I never knew existed. So today, like for instance, I did the triangle type push-ups where you put your hand like this and do push-ups. Those are super effective. And I just did the girl version of it, but it's very nice. And then another one that I did is I did what they call a donkey kick. It's kind of weird because you're like, oh, I don't really want to do that because everybody's going to stare at me. Because you have to use the lay, I think it's where you lay on the bench. You know, you lay flat on the bench, and then there's a bar back here, and you lift your legs, you lift the bar up like this. It may be an extension, leg extension. So you get on your hands and knees in front of that bar, and you push you can imagine, donkey kick. So I put it on a light enough weight that it didn't kill me, but you are on your hands and knees, and then you push your hind leg up one leg at a time and lift that leg up behind you. Wow, did that get is it my gluteus maximus muscles? Wow, that was so effective. Like they're super sore. I rolled out on them this morning. I could see, and you really need to build that. If you've seen any of the girls on stage, they have beautiful gluteus maximus muscles, so tight. And so he's got me working a lot on those. I'm doing, what's that other one where you're climbing? Now, for some reason, I can't think of it. Jacob's ladder, where you're climbing. And then I'm also doing, when I warm up before my full workout, I do about 13 minutes of what I do is it's called a HIIT exercise. And so I do 3 minutes of warm up. Then I hit the number 20, which raises the treadmill up to a level 20. And I do that for a minute and then put it back down. And I do it up again. And I do that every minute, off and on, every minute. That really gets your heart rate going and you feel it in the backs of your legs. And then he's also got me doing that on Saturday, I think for 20 minutes or 45. It might be 45 maybe. So that's my warm up. And then on Wednesday, I also have a cardio day where I'm doing that straight up for 20 minutes. And then I'm doing Jacob's ladder for 20 minutes. And that's very effective. So I've been hitting muscles that I didn't know were there, and it's super good. So I think that's good. It's good to have a trainer for that reason. I would love to meet someone who could train me in the gym, but my experience with that hasn't been great. Like the trainers that are there can't work out with you. And I'd like to have somebody who's like a gym buddy that's like working out with you. So I'll work on that. I also did find out today, because I'm just getting ready, hopefully, if everything goes as planned, go mobile, where I'm going to sell my house and buy a new RV and travel in it for the summer, at least the summer, maybe for a couple years. So I asked him about Gold's Gym if you could go to other Gold's Gyms in other states and cities, and they said you can buy a travel pass. So that's good, right? Because I got to stay up with my bodybuilding. I'm hoping to hit the competition in August is my goal. So that's kind of the update on that. I was just so a lot of what I did. I went and looked at an RV yesterday, and I think I found the one I want. And it is a mobile RV, so you drive it. You know, it's not the. So my thoughts were on it. I wondered if my Ford Escape could pull a little one, and they're not encouraging it. My son said, "Don't do that; it's dangerous." So if I went that route, I'd have to buy a new truck and a new trailer, which is probably expensive. So I don't really want to pull a trailer. I want something I can drive and my animals are just right there with me and I can just go and park at my kids and everything's set up. And so I wanting one that's little smaller, 24, 30 at the biggest. So I'll take you on that tour tomorrow. I'm waiting until the sky is clear so it's beautiful out because I think you'll have more fun getting into it. So I've decided to wait till tomorrow. I think it's going to be sunny or Saturday, and we'll go over there and explore the RV I'm looking at. I think you call it an RV. If what's it called? A mobile home? I don't know, but it's 24 feet max. It's a Ford truck, which I like. I know. Don't say anything about Fords. My dad raised me as a Ford girl, so I stay with him. It's newer, new interior. I like it. I really like it a lot. Lots of room, plenty of room for me. There's other sleeping room for one other person. If I pick one of my friends up along the way, it's nice. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. But one of the things I was thinking about this morning, and one of the hard things, so I'm going to. Oh, this probably isn't for my bodybuilding update, but that's all right. I'll update you guys on it anyway. So one of the things I've been having a hard time with is figuring out whether I'm going to move, sell my house, buy the RV, and then so I would be leaving where I'm living now. And there's a lot of things going through my mind. It's kind of a hard decision. My daughter kind of made it easier because she said she would come over and get some of my stuff and I could leave it there. And so kind of moving more in that direction now. So I thought, this is what I thought I'd do, is I kind of made this list. One is no, one is yes. And I put a sad smile face on the no and a happy face on the yes. And I put, so this is kind of a list to help me make up my mind or to help. I think what it is it makes me a little bit anxious and sad or have some anxiety or stress a little bit, which would probably be grief, because I'm leaving a lot of things behind. It's a big change. It's a big change and it's kind of a permanent one. So on the no side, I put some of the things I'm struggling with, okay? I have to leave my son and granddaughters and daughter-in-law here that's living here, and that makes me sad. I have to leave my house that I'm getting fixed up. I'm doing a remodel in the kitchen. It's going to be beautiful, and I would have to leave that. That makes me sad. I would have to leave the friends that I have here. I have a lot of. It took me about 5 or 6 years to make some really good friends, and I have them now, and that's hard. I'd have to leave the cute guys at the gym that I get to visit with. have to leave a place I've lived in for 20 years. You know, that's hard. Uh, it also represents having this house, this area represents some security, you know, so I'd have to sort of like break through that. I feel like buying a house, owning your own home is a good investment. So, you know, it's given that up. I love my neighborhood that I live in. It's hard to find a good place that you feel safe. And then my church. I love my church. I love it. I love it. Nothing, none of that's in any order. I just randomly thought of it. See, think of all those things that I would have to say goodbye to because it is a whole new life. So that's a lot to think about, right? So that's no why I shouldn't do it. This is the yes column while I should. And I call that happiness and moving forward. And so once I made the decision, right? So one of the fun things is I would have a new RV, and it's really quite pretty. A lot of the colors I have in my house now, the grays, the flooring that I'm putting in is in this new RV, and it's the kind mobile home. It's small enough that I could drive it. I feel like I would be comfortable, and I'm going to take it out for a test drive tomorrow. My friend at the gym told me to do that. So I'm going to do that just to make, so I used to drive ambulance back in the day, right? But now and so I understand sort of the heaviness of a mobile home you would be driving. You would have to know when you stop how heavy it is and as wide. And I think, ooh, I'm going to have to be like, I can see me going super, super slow at first until I get the feel of how big it is. You know, I think it has in the back, like it shows you backing up and like it has the mirrors and taking care of it. Like it's propane. I'm good with propane. I've done that before, but there's a lot of things to it. But it is a nice one. It has its own individual shower with the bathroom separated. Some of them are combined. It has enough room that like I said, I could pick up someone. It's a newer one. I wouldn't have to worry about the maintenance on it. So I get to travel, and I'm thinking a couple years, right? Just traveling, enjoying life because life goes fast. I'm still very young, and it would be such an enjoyment. It's a new adventure. I get to visit my other kids and grandkids, and then I could come back here. Like I could spend enough time at each, because they're growing up so fast. The kids are, and life goes so fast. So I get to visit friends that I have down in Arizona and California and Ohio and Texas. So that's my next thing. I get to meet new people all over the place, right? New adventures, new people everywhere. But I get to see a lot of states because I have a lot of friends in different places. And how awesome is that? What freedom, because I'm mobile now. Like I can, as long as I can get internet, I can do my videos. And so I'm pretty mobile. So I listed a few of the states I get to go see: Texas, Ohio, Washington, Kentucky, Minnesota, California, Nevada, plus some of the ones I'm traveling through, right? Plus, here in Idaho, I have some friends coming in July, and I plan on coming back for that. We're going to have some fun down in Lava Hot Springs. One of the biggest bonuses because I'm really into getting all my debt paid off right now, because, when you're semi-retired, you don't want to have a lot of bills. If I sell my house, I'm out of debt, and I'll have enough equity to buy the mobile home outright. So I don't have any of that debt. I pay off everything, right? I mean, I still have a little bit of student loans, unfortunately, but that's all worth it. So those are see, I started with my no side, with the grief side, ended with the happy side. So that's what I'm like going back and forth, but we'll see. Goodness. We'll see. My daughter said she would fly out and get an RV and haul a lot of the, stuff home with her. And so she would store whatever I mean, they can use some of the stuff. So it's making a little bit easier to make the decision. Okay. So that's about all I have today. Please leave me messages. So far, I've been getting weird comments. Weird comments like Venn.mo type stuff. And I've had enough training on cybersecurity that I'm not going to. I think I might have clicked on it once and it was really, don't do it. I think it's all some kind of hacking. How sad. How sad that someone has to do that. Jeez, it's annoying. So, and maybe when I get better at this, I'll set it up so I don't get things like that. But once if you have any comments, please put them in. If you have any questions, put them in. And also subscribe and like if you like what I'm doing. I'm going to keep doing it. Hopefully I get better at it. And then, leading up to my competition, and then of course I will do the competition. I'll have pictures of that. So I think it's exciting. So like, subscribe, ring the bell, and you'll get an update on a video. This has been my most popular one. Maybe because I'm comfortable with it. Maybe because I've always been into working out, and it's a hard thing nowadays, keeping your weight off and building muscle. So hard, right? I mean, the COVID-20, and luckily I actually lost 35 pounds during that whole thing and have kept it off. So now I've got another 20 or plus to go. So this is the hard part. So I think that's enough. I've got another video to make later. I think I'm doing it on spirituality versus your soul. What's the difference? And then tomorrow, like I said, I'll take you over to the RV park and we will look at my new ride, hopefully. If everything works accordingly, that'll be my new ride, my new home for at least a couple years. So I'm like, well, what are you going to do? I don't know. I could go to Arizona in the winter or Mexico. I don't know. My daughter wouldn't like that. So I don't think my kids would like that, but it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Live on the beach as long as you're mobile. Okay. And then Saturday or Sunday, I'll post another home remodel project. I've made a lot of progress, but I'm into the sheetrocking again, which is so freaking messy. I don't like it. Then don't make holes in your wall. So I got the wiring almost all done. I have one more switch, which I got to figure out how I'm going to do. But anyway, okay, I'll be doing that update on Saturday. Let me know if you want me to do any research on anything, if you want to know anything about bodybuilding. I'm pretty new. I mean, I've been bodybuilding for a long time, but I've never went to competition. It's a whole other animal, so. Okay, you guys get out there, go to the gym, eat right today, maybe do some fasting. I'm going to post Dave Asprey's Impact Theory. He was on Impact Theory. Tremendous video. Fasting's great for my body. I guess he was 300 pounds at one time. He is so good. So I'm going to post his on there. I think and the other one was on when you're, for goodness, see, my arm, that's when it hurts the most, is when you're lifting. So he does some exercises that you lift back, and it's supposed to build shoulder muscle. And I'm going to have my trainer also write that I'm working on more of those. I was doing something today, and it seemed like It might have been building those muscles. So, okay, you guys take care today. Much love. Hug your kids and family and all the friends you have. Give them lots of love.